Hi friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking through my October TBR and all of the books that I want to read over the course of the next month. So October, I feel like it's going to be a very busy month for me personally. I'm starting my new job. I still have some things from my old job like lingering around. I feel like it's going to be quite intense as I get into that. I've got quite a few events because this is very much a networking in-person type job, which is probably going to be a little bit stressful to begin with. There's going to be lots of new people. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done. I don't quite know what it will look like. Maybe I'll read loads on the weekends as a way to decompress. I don't know, but for right now I anticipate it won't be a big reading month. Which brings me to, I know that Becca from Becca and the Books is running a month-long readathon. Ooh. I know that Becca from Becca and the Books is running a month-long readathon over the course of October based on her TBR game, which is Becca's Bookopoly, so a variation of the Monopoly board but make it bookish. So she has made a Spookopoly version for October and is hosting a readathon based around it. And I do intend to participate, but my participation will be as a roll as you go type game. She says there are two ways of playing it. You can either roll all of the rolls at the beginning of the month, which is what I have done previously. So for the previous rounds I've done that, but this round, because of all the upheaval I have in October, I think it'd be better if I just roll as I go and see how it all pans out. So that's my plan. But I do have, I guess, some books that are towards the top of my TBR that I would like to work through as a priority. I am in the middle of loads of things right now, but I'm hoping I'll be able to clear it and get myself cleared before the end of September. It is like the 26th, so I pretty much have a whole week left. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get clear quite a few of the things that I'm in the middle of. There's two that I'm definitely going to finish. One I hope to finish, because it's always been my intention, that I'm going to finish The Truth About the Harry Kilbert Affair before the end of the month. This is the book that I've been reading in French. My intention was to read like a chapter a day. It hasn't quite always happened, but I have about 300 pages left of this. I need to pick up the pace if I'm going to finish this before the end of the month. I mean, it is a long book. It's like 850 pages, but I do, and I'm 560 pages in. I do really want to get this finished. I do. So hopefully this is finished and you see this in my September wrap up, but we shall see. Otherwise, I think in an ideal world, I would read this whole thing this week. It's not, I don't think it will happen. I really don't think it will happen, but I would like to at least make a good dent in The Poison Song by Jen Williams. So maybe I'll have read half of it, and by the time we get to October, I don't know. I anticipate I will be finishing this in October. I think it would be very ambitious for me to finish this week, but maybe you'll see this in my September wrap up. Maybe you will. I did start it, but I didn't get very far. Started it like at the beginning of the month, and then I changed my mind, read something else, read a few other things. So I would like to get back to this and finish this. And this is the third and final book in the Ninth Reign trilogy, which I've been reading very slowly, but I have been reading. So I do just want to be able to finish this series off because I have been really enjoying it. It's a very genre blending fantasy, mixing some sort of like sci-fi horror elements in either the first book of the month or the last book of September. Right, and now into like the official October TBR and the things that I want to hopefully fit into my Spookopoly rolls when I do that. But maybe other things will get thrown in. Maybe other things will be thrown in here. To caveat, my reading in September hasn't been amazing. I like really peaked in August. August was such a good reading month. It was so good. And September's been a bit more not great. It's been a bit slow. I don't really know where the energy went. The energy just disappeared at the end of August. It was just sucked into a vacuum. So sequels. Where would I be without talking about sequels and sequels that I've not read yet? Since April, I've been planning to read The Bone Trouble.
And now to the side tangent where I moan for 30 seconds.
This video is an absolute disaster. I'm going to get paid for it because I've just been... Oh. The words, I obviously cannot talk today. I didn't like any outfit I tried on. I didn't have any outfits today, and I settled. And I don't like my makeup, and I don't like my hair, because it's just being fat. And I'm just suffering with my words. Right, let's get through this. It won't take long. Okay, so we have The Bone Shard War, which I've been planning to read since like April, and I still have not read it, but I want to. It just hasn't happened. I've been slowly working my way through quite a few sequels and finales, And I have like been doing like a finale month. I have been getting there. I have really been like slowly getting there. You've seen slowly, finales have been coming off TBRs. It's been slow, but they have. You know, like I've read The Last Argument of Kings. I did it. Like I have been slowly reading things. So this one needs to happen. It does. I mean, both of these do, but I think this one's happening first because it's the one I've started. I really am slowly getting there with my finales. I am. I will finish some more series by the end of the year. So yes, The Bone Shard War is the third and final book in the Drowning Empire series, the first book being The Bone Shard Daughter, and it's a multi-perspective story set in an archipelago. I've talked about this book so many times, I feel as though I have like a spiel for it now. We follow two main characters, one Lynn, who is the daughter of the Emperor, and one Jovis, who is a smuggler, as well as a couple of other perspectives as well. And it's a really interesting magic system in this world with bone shards. So shards are taken from the back of everybody's neck, and then these shards are used to fuel these constructs. And if your shard is in use, then it is draining the life force out of you as this construct is running around doing things. So I do need to finish this off, and hopefully it will be in October. Fingers crossed, maybe. Other sequels that I want to read. So I did my reread of The Forgetting Moon. Was that in August or was that in July? I did that reread July, and I would like to be able to continue on with that so that I can finish. So I need to reread The Blackest Heart by Brian Lee Durfee. So me and Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse have been reading this together. So I would like to get to this one. It is a chunker. It is a massive chunker. It's like 900 pages. It's an investment, this one. But I think I would do this one on audio. So potentially I could just start the audio at the beginning of the month and go from there and just listen to it all month. So that would be my plan, because I have read this one before and I would really like to finish this series by the end of the year. So I feel as though I should do this one in October so that I can have November and December to read the third one, and that one would be physically. This is like a grimdark epic fantasy story where we're following a cast of characters in different walks of life. There's lots of twists and turns. There's castles with secret passageways, there's lost heirs, there's prophecies, there's assassins. There's lots of buzzwords, and very intrigued to know how the series finished. So to do that, I need to reread this one and remind myself of all the details of this one. Another one that's been kicking around for a little while is Blood Sanctuary Part 1. So this one I just started in June, decided I wasn't in the mood, but I still haven't got back to it. And I would like to get back to it. I don't know why I haven't, I just haven't. So, what am my contact lens doing? So this is a fantasy romance story, and we're following our main characters Leo and Cassia. Leo is from like a vampiric-like peoples, whereas Cassia is a human, and she is the bastard daughter of the king in this world. And their peoples are at not war, but like at an impasse. They in the first book meet at a sort of peace negotiation. So I do want to get back to this. I do. I just haven't yet. But other sequels, I have been reading or rereading the Skyward series. So I reread Skyward in August. I am currently just finishing up Starsight. So I don't even know how much left, because I've been listening to the audiobook of this as it is a reread, and I do a lot of my rereads I do on audio. I'm at part 5, so I literally do not have much left. That will be my rereads complete. So everything from now is going to be fresh for me in this world, because I won't have read anything else. So my plan for October will be to read the first 2 novellas in Skyward Flight. So I think the ordering is that you do the first 2 novellas, then you read Cytonic, and then you come back and you do the 3rd novella. So I think my plan would be to read the first 2 novellas here in October, then probably the beginning of November I would read Cytonic, followed by this novella, and then in December I would read Defiant, which is the new release which comes out right at the end of November, and that will be my plan to get it all read. This is a YA sci-fi story written by Brandon Sanderson, following main character Spencer, who at the beginning of the book is trying to get into flight school, but the people do not want her to go there because her father is named a coward, and so she has the stigma on her. The planet that she lives on is constantly being bombarded by an alien force, and she wants to go out and fight them and protect her homeworld. This, and speaking of Brandon Sanderson, I do want to continue with the Stormlight Archive. I do. I don't think I will get to Rhythm before this year. I don't think it will happen, but I do have Dawnshard to read, and I figured this could be a really easy way to continue with this series. So I finished Oathbring It at the very beginning of January, and I haven't touched the series since, because it took so, not that it took so much out of me reading Oathbring It, it just took so long, and I'm not ready to spend that long reading a book again, especially with how busy I anticipate the next few months being. So I would like to continue, but I will start with the very manageable size of a 200-page novella and read Dawnshard, which is 3.5 in the Stormlight Archive. And then I do have one other finale that I would like to read. So the A Curse for True Love, which is the third and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber, is coming out towards the end of October. And those books are so fun, so bingeable. So I just figure, let's just throw it in. Like, I think as a new release, I'll be able to read it. I think I'll be able to fly through it. So I will throw that one in. The series is really, really, really fun. It's sort of fairy tale-esque, angsty romance, lots of different magical creatures. Just a very, very fun time. A very fun time. So I figure I've got some like longer things in here that it'll probably be good to have that really fun thing. And as well, one that I don't own. Oh, did I not bring the book in here? Oh, I just give up with myself today. Oh, these books are all falling over now. Great. I also potentially would want to finish the Prison Healer series. So I'm currently reading The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni, which is the second one. We'll finish this one before the end of September. I have like 150 pages left, but this is a very, very quick read. So I'm thinking that I could maybe read the third book in that as well. I have way too many series finales that I want to read next month. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to make it. The Bone Shard War, it's not going to happen. I can't be finishing that many series this next month. Like, yeah. So I have been reading this with Vish and Sam. I am behind because I wasn't ready. I thought I was going to be ready, and then it took me like double the amount of time I anticipated it was going to take to read one of my books. So they read this a couple of weeks ago. Some of the main character choices are being a little bit annoying, but I feel like I'm quite committed now, and I want to know how it's gonna end. So I have been still having fun with it. I don't know the third book, but I do want to finish this and then read that one. And this is chaotic, and then I do have some spooky reads. I feel as though when I put this part together, it seemed manageable, but now it doesn't seem manageable at all. It doesn't seem manageable at all. And what is that noise going on outside now? I do have a couple of spooky books, just, get into that spooky season. So I picked up the X-Hex at the Works the other day. So this is like a witchy romance. I figure it will be very quick and easy to read, potentially on Halloween or something. So it's like 300 pages. It's got massive font. I feel like I could fly through this. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it follows like people that like hex their ex, thinking that it was going to be a joke, and then he actually is hexed when they meet up like 10 years later. And I assume it's them like getting back together and getting unhexed. But I figured this could be a fun time. And it was £2. It was £2. So it had to come home with me. And then the other one I have is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, which I actually requested from Orbit like a year ago when it came out. Didn't read it. So now I'm thinking that I could read this one and read the sequel, which also comes out in October. Maybe not all in October, but I could read this and then get to that one. And I think this is like a gothic fantasy romance. We're following a character that has like a presence in her head which she calls a nightmare, and then she meets a mysterious highwayman. There's, I think, quite an interesting magic system in this, which intrigues me. So these are my like two sort of more autumnal reads. I don't really read with the seasons, but these ones fit that sort of like autumnal mood. Autumnal mood transitioning into autumn. I just give up. Sorry for the chaos. I don't know what's going on. I feel like my contact lenses are moving around my eyes, and I feel as though I can't quite it's just not going well. It's just not going well. Anyway, hopefully my October is not as chaotic as this TBR, and it's a bit more straightforward, and I don't have as many struggles choosing my outfit or choosing what I'm going to read or just anything, and hopefully all the words come out of my mouth in the order that I want them to and the way that I want them to, and not like today where the words have just been not working. Let me know what you plan to read in October, if you plan to take part in Spookopoly as well, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my future videos, which will hopefully be a lot better than this one. Bye!